Hello and welcome to another edition of the Robert Ashley Show right here on GFN Soul NYC. And we certainly want to thank you for being with us. Now, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like our channel. That way we can manipulate these algorithms. Hello and welcome to GFN Soul NYC FM. I'm Robert Ashley, and we thank you once again for being with us for another edition of the Robert Ashley Show. Now, what we do here is news and commentary. I continue to acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me well over 35 years of broadcast journalism right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And once again, we want to thank you for being with us here on GFN Soul NYC. Now, be sure to subscribe to our channel and like us as well. Now, also, each and every night, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. to at least to the break of the sun in the morning, you can listen to The Quiet Storm. And it's beautiful, beautiful, quiet music. You can get with that special significant other and be serenaded by the one and only Supreme Master Wayne G, all the way from the mighty G-Force Nation, from the Sugar Hill neighborhood there in New York City to right here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got several stories that we're going to cover from a political point of view. And, of course, it deals with the former President Donald Trump, the Supreme Court, and also that big debate involving President Joseph Robinette Biden and the former President Donald Trump. Now, be sure that you are registered to vote. Wherever your city, wherever you live, be sure that you're registered to vote, because the upcoming presidential elections will be this year, 2024, and you want your voice to be heard. Well, our top story deals with the Supreme Court. Now, the former President of the United States, Donald Trump, has scored another victory with the Supreme Court. The big concern was whether or not he had presidential immunity, meaning that if he had committed a crime while he was the President of the United States, he's immune from being prosecuted. Now, the special prosecutor by the name of Jack Smith had particularly brought this particular case, suggesting that on January 6th, when they were trying to actually certify the election for President Biden, that President Trump led a mob against the Congress and basically just wreaked havoc there. But the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that the President of the United States, while he is in office, is immune from certain crimes. Now, once he gets out of office, or if there was anything that happened personally, then he would be held accountable. So it seems like what I guess the Republicans call lawfare is not working against former President Donald Trump. But either way it goes, we want you to make sure that you're going to get out there and vote. But once again, a big victory for former President Donald Trump with regards to the Supreme Court. Now, also another big political concern, the recent presidential debates involving the current president, Joseph Robinette Biden, and the former President Donald Trump. Now, if you saw that debate, it looks like the current president, Joseph Biden, was just not there. Now, there have been a lot of people who have questioned what we used to call back in the day when I was a little boy growing up, what they call people going senile. But now they're saying it's a mental cognizance, things of that sort. The former president of the United States, Donald Trump, wanted him to even take a drug test before the debate. But either way it goes, according to the New York Times, they're calling upon the current president, Joe Biden, to resign and just get out of the race because they thought that he was asleep at the wheel, that he just could not handle former President Donald Trump in the debate, that the graphics, the way he looked on that split screen, that he was just losing it and that he was drift off and that he was just not mentally there. Now, many of you know that there was a special prosecutor who investigated President Biden by the name of Robert Hurd because he had all kinds of classified documents going back to when he was in the Senate, as vice president under Obama, things of that sort. And the special prosecutor said, well, there's no need of us prosecuting because he's guilty of sin with all these documents here, but he's an old man. He's feeble. And seemingly after that particular debate involving Trump and Biden, he looked as if he was feeble. But let's listen to some of the clips of that debate involving former President Donald Trump and our current president, Joseph Robinette Biden.
But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon. at a very high level. His son is convicted, going to be convicted probably numerous other times. Should have been convicted before, but his Justice Department let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things. All of the death caused at the border, telling the Ukrainian people that we're going to want $1 billion or you change the prosecutor. Otherwise, you're not getting $1 billion. If I ever said that, that's quid pro quo. That we're not going to do anything. We're not going to give you $1 billion unless you change your prosecutor having to do with the son. This man is a criminal. This man, you're lucky. You're lucky. I did nothing wrong. We'd have a system that was rigged and disgusting. I did nothing wrong.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden, you have said, I'm coming right to you, sir. You want to respond? Go ahead. I'll give you a minute to respond.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous. It's simply a lie, number one. Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
Wow, those were some of the clips from that interesting debate involving President Joseph Biden and the former President Donald Trump. Now, who do you think actually won that debate? Now, either way it goes, you're going to have to vote sometime in November. And right now, I'd like to bring in my colleague, Wayne G., who is the host of The Quiet Storm. And, of course, once again, he's from the Sugar Hill neighborhood right there in New York City, and right here in Texas now. And, Wayne, God bless you, my brother. Interesting situation involving Mr. Trump and the current President Joe Biden. Now, Wayne, they're trying to say that in this Supreme Court decision involving Trump that he has presidential immunity. Can he just get away with anything?
Well, it seems that way. It seems like if you want to be safe in this world, you have to have some power connected to you somehow. And whatever you do, they got a way of just putting it away. You asked who won that debate, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to tell you who lost the debate. The people.
The people. Wow.
The people's lost the debate.
Yeah.
Because we're stuck, bro. And if this is the best that we have to offer right now in this country,
yes, sir,
it's two men that's old enough to be your daddy. It's terrible. I mean, what I don't understand is how could you possibly be told you get a certain point in your life and age that you no longer can do the normal jobs, but yet you are capable of running the country?
And also, I mean, the special prosecutor says no use in trying to try President Biden because he had all those classified documents. The very thing they were trying to hang Trump and put Trump in jail over, but they were saying that he was an old, feeble man. So, I mean, do you trust President Biden? Or now there's also, Wayne, a strategy that if President Biden somehow or another defeat Donald Trump this time, and that Kamala Harris will really be our next president.
Oh, my God. All we missing is the Twilight Zone music. Ding, 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 ding.
They're saying that President Biden is poised to try to help this black woman become the first black female president of the United States. Wayne?
Why? She's not doing anything for the black people. You can put the Chinese man in there as your next. Listen, I'm just saying, man, this thing is just is bad.
Now, also, Wayne, real quickly, President Trump got a lot of support seemingly out of the Bronx, whereas AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the congresspeople there, Trump drew about maybe 100,000, maybe 75,000 people, but she only could draw maybe 4,000 to 5,000 people in a counter rally. What's happening in the Bronx in terms of Trump?
Man, it's just, again, like I said, he's the more entertaining of the two worst. Right now, people going for entertainment, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because nothing is going to change the direction this country's going. It's going down.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
and you know, I mean, listen, again, like I said, if that's the best two that we got, we in trouble.
All right, well, that's my colleague Wayne G there. And once again, be sure to tune in to GFN Soul NYC FM every night at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can hear The Quiet Storm. But once again, we encourage you here at GFN to make sure that you're registered to vote. And we understand a lot of black folks are seemingly moving towards the Republican Party, and there are many in the Democratic Party. And I can recall interviewing the late Colmer Cottrell, who was the owner of Proline, which was a major black hair care product, and I think it's still on the market there. Colmer said that black folks need to be in the Democratic Party and black folks need to be in the Republican Party. He also spoke of a time that at one time when the black politicians, be they Republican or Democrat, would get together and set a black agenda, and whoever won the White House, the black Democrats and the black Republicans would have gotten together to set the black agenda, and it would go forth in either administration. And that's when we got the Civil Rights Bill passed, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., all the protesting and everything, affirmative action, all that kind of thing. But right now, I don't know if black Democrats and black Republicans have enough sense to be able to sit down at the table of brotherhood and try to negotiate, or are they just controlled by 40 pieces of silver? Well, once again, you've been watching the Robert Ashley Report right here on GFN Soul NYC. I'm Robert Ashley. Subscribe to our channel and be sure to check us out on our Roku and our Alexis Fire TV. We'll see you. Thank you for being with us. Have a blessed day.